Spark Books here. Today, I'm going to explain the book, How to Read Literature Like a Professor, by Thomas C. Foster. Take care, enjoy the book, and have a nice day. How to Read Literature Like a Professor, 2003, is an accessible and engaging introduction to literary analysis. With illuminating examples drawn from both classic and contemporary literature, these sparks provide readers with the tools they need to detect deeper meaning in any fictional text. Key idea number 1. Literary analysis enhances reading through memory, symbolism, and patterns. Favorite book? It's likely been read before. Can you explain why you keep reading that book? Readers are not equal. Some focus on the story's basics. We follow a character's choices and how they affect others. We love a book for more than its plot and characters. Experienced readers can sense a book's emotions. Why did this paragraph make me feel that way? Or where have I seen this happen before? We may explore the novels we adore by applying literary codes and patterns. There are dozens of these features, including archetypal characters, story devices, narrative styles, and literary references. How do you become a good reader? Memory, symbols, and patterns help organize these pieces. Smart readers draw connections between the book they're reading and others they've read. How does this character compare to others I've met? A smart reader will also look for symbols, which symbolize something other than themselves. What does this occurrence, or object, or place, mean in the story? Finally, literary readers see patterns. A story's repeated little detail may reveal the main character. In the next blink, we'll examine the novel's memory, symbolism, and patterns. Key idea number 2. Many stories are based on quests. Why did you visit the grocery this week? Probably a bread scarcity. What if grocery shopping was a knight's self-discovery? Authors often alter a standard structure. In Sir Gawain and the Green Knight, a young knight seeks the Holy Grail in a distant kingdom. He fights dragons, overcomes hurdles, and discovers something unexpected at the end. The quest has a quester, a destination, a motive to go, hurdles, and a revelation. Instead of a knight, your quester may be hungry and the motive to travel may be bread. The plot is the same. The story is about how you got the bread, not the bread itself. Many novels use the quest format, adapted to characters, locales, and situations. Thomas Pynchon structured The Crying of Lot 49 using it. Pynchon's quester drives between San Francisco and Southern California to fulfill her deceased lover's bequest. She meets weird people and is involved in a terrible conspiracy on her travels. Her journey's hardships. The conspiracy remains unsolved, but the character learns to be independent. The quest surprise. The quest structure is one of several universal literary forms, and various books share more than just it. Key idea number 3. Whether obvious or not, all books steal ideas from others. If a book reminded you of another, you may have been disappointed by the author's lack of originality. No literary work is truly original. Authors often steal ideas, whether intentionally or unintentionally. Intertextuality, a literary element, enhances reading. The Virgin and the Gypsy is a D.H. Lawrence novella. A catastrophic flood destroys a homestead. This flood resembles Noah's flood in the Bible, suggesting that Lawrence's work is about destruction's cleaning effects. Nearly every book has a timeless message about the human condition. These messages may always relate to Shakespeare's. Shakespeare remains a major figure in English literature and language, regardless of this. Many authors have paid tribute to Shakespeare by intertextually referencing his plays. West Side Story is based on Romeo and Juliet, whereas Woody Allen's film A Midsummer Night's Sex Comedy is a blatant reference to Shakespeare's play. Writers can draw from the Bible, folk stories, and Alice in Wonderland to represent the human predicament. Reading extensively lets you see all these images and identify each story's common meaning. Key idea number 4. Symbols reveal story secrets. Imagine strolling down the street as a woman 5 yards away raises her arm and moves it above her head. If you didn't notice she's waving, that's odd. However, waving is a symbol. It shows that you acknowledge, welcome, and desire to be recognized. Anything can be a symbol in literature. Take Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn. The Mississippi River symbolizes multiple ideas in this story. The river's flooding kills people, cattle, and homes at the novel's start. Slave Jim uses the river to escape. The Mississippi represents peril and safety. Symbols help authors convey messages subtly. Censorship stopped novelists from writing on taboo subjects. Many authors use symbols to discuss banned topics without being caught. John Donne's 17th century poem The Flea describes the narrator's sexual frustration at his lover's coldness. Donne was banned from discussing sex. Donne's solution? With a flea. By sucking blood from the speaker and his mistress, the flea symbolizes the lovers. Their flea bites represent the poem's desire and their relationship's completion. This sign is difficult to distinguish at first. However, good books often suggest symbols. If something appears repeatedly in a text, investigate. You may hold a symbol. Key idea number 5. Setting slightly but powerfully affects story interpretation. Imagine reading the same story about pain and struggle in a harsh, frigid terrain and then in a lush, flowering spring landscape. Would the tale affect you similarly? Unlikely. Literary settings are crucial. Edgar Allan Poe's writing shows this. Take his novel The Fall of the House of Usher. The book begins with dreary, rank, and empty. We know the characters' lives are miserable before they're introduced. Why? The setting's initial mood. Literary settings establish a story and form its core. William Faulkner's most important works are set in Yoknapatawpha County, a fictional but all too accurate Deep South setting. Setting includes climate and geography. In literature, spring signifies childhood, summer romance, autumn age, and winter death. Authors use symbolic seasons to emphasize their message. Hotel du Lac, by Anita Bruckner, is about a lady who retreats to a resort after a bad relationship. Late September, her autumn, she arrives at the resort. Literature often treats settings like characters. When you read, focus on where and when as well as who and what. Key idea number 6. Irony surprises and enlightens readers. After learning how authors attract readers, it's time to meet a literary wild card, irony, which breaks all the rules. Irony comes when the unexpected happens. Irony requires distinguishing expectation from intention. Remember the Knight's Quest? This structure tells you what to expect from a story. Thus, if the plot twists, irony was involved. Waiting for Godot, by Samuel Beckett, is influential. The two main protagonists wait by the road each day for Godot to arrive and change everything. Godot never appears, defying the characters and readers. The audience's curiosity leads them to the play's covert societal commentary. Character acts are ironic. Virginia Woolf's Mrs. Dalloway features Army veteran Septimus Warren Smith's suicide. Enemies drove him. The enemy are two doctors. Smith sees doctors as dangerous, not healers. Novel titles can be ironic. Hemingway's Farewell to Arms, warlike poem, To Arms, begins the verse. However, Hemingway uses the title and opening sentence of this poem to create a farewell to arms, a distinctly unpatriotic term. Irony keeps readers guessing. You'll appreciate literary conventions once you can see sarcasm. You'll be an expert reader. A book's patterns, symbolism, and linkages to other books might reveal its global message. Thus, paying attention enhances reading. To view more content like this, subscribe. Don't forget to like and turn on notifications. The channel really benefits from it. I appreciate you being here.